This is the website here. This is Louis, and he will help you learn. What I want to start doing from now on is a weekly live lesson. So if we go back to this page, you will see I've got a lesson. This is coming out tomorrow, which is Thursday the 13th. And it's all about conjunctions. So if you do want to study some English in your free time, then you can go to Level Up English. There's a free mini lessons section. And on the right side here, you can see there are many lessons already. 17 at the moment. And the one that comes out today or tomorrow is conjunctions. So we're going to go through this together, have a look at it. And if you want to learn more, you will be able to come here tomorrow and study this material along with many other lessons. You can leave a comment to practice at the bottom, which is way down here. You can leave a reply and I'll let you know how it sounds. But yeah, let's get right into it. So this is it's called a fun party. Fun in quotation marks, meaning it's probably not that fun. But let's see. When was the last time you guys went to a party? For me, it was quite a long time ago. I don't miss them either. So what I'm going to do first of all is read the story, and you can see the words that we're going to be studying are highlighted bold. Then we're going to look at the words and give some examples, and then we're going to wrap up. But that's really the structure of each lesson. There's also audio, which you don't need if you're listening to the video. But if you want to kind of go through the lesson slowly, you can just look at the audio that way. Okay. So I'm going to read this and let's get into it. I'm planning a party this week. You can come too, as long as you don't bring Mike. I can't stand him. It looks as though it'll be fun. There are a lot of popular people going on the guest list. Although it's a Tuesday night, I still think it will be a crazy one. Daniel's going to bring his speakers, so we can play music. Once that happens, I expect we'll get a lot of complaints from the neighbours. But, oh well. Whenever the neighbours complain, we just ignore it, and it's fine. Unless there's a serious problem, they never call the police. Well, one time they did call the police. It was all fine until Steve punched a hole through the wall. I guess he had a little too much to drink. But since the police couldn't prove that it was Steve, he didn't get into trouble. Let's hope this party will be as fun as that one. There we go. So, how did you find that? Were you able to match the reading to the listening? I hope it went okay. And how about the vocabulary here? It's not a super advanced story, but as the title suggests, there are many conjunctions that we can look at. This is a good time to talk about what a conjunction is. So the words in bold are conjunctions, and they are basically words that join parts of a sentence together. A very simple example is and. And can join two sentences together, make it into one longer sentence. And they all kind of work in similar ways to and. So the first one here is as long as. You can come too, as long as you don't bring Mike. And now this is very useful. We always say as long as together. If we go down, another way to say this is if, or on the condition that. So, in other words, if you don't bring Mike, you can come on that condition. Here's another example. As long as it doesn't rain, I will be happy. as long as the people outside do not start cutting the grass, I can record a live. You'll also notice that we can say as long as at the start or in the middle. So we could also say, I will be happy as long as it doesn't rain. So it's just really a conditional sentence. It's another way to say if. So practice this one. It would be great if you could go here and leave a comment to practice these sentences. Make your own example sentence, and I'll be so happy to see what you come up with. Next one is as though. As though. And this, another way to say it is as if or like. So back in the context of our story, we said it looks as though it will be fun. And because it's contracted, I didn't say it will. I said, well, it'll, or probably more common, it'll. It's very hard to say, but it's like glottal stop in the British accent. It'll be fun. It'll be fun. Very, very quick. And basically it means like. It's as though. It looks like it will be fun. Very simple meaning there, but much harder to use. So if you can use this, you'll sound maybe more fluent and a bit better. Another example with the rain, it looks as though it will rain tomorrow. So maybe I have looked at the forecast and I can say it looks as though it will rain tomorrow. Today is very sunny, very hot in England. And I looked at the weather forecast, my app, and it said storm later today, maybe very soon. There'll be a big thunderstorm. So it looks as though, or it sounds as though, it's hard to pronounce sometimes. It sounds as though there might be a storm later. So again, practice that one if you can, as long as though. Next one is much, much more common. This is although, although. This shows contrast, and it kind of means despite the fact that, which might even be harder. But it's very similar to but. Very, very similar. So although it's raining, I'm happy. Although it's raining, I'm happy. Although, unlike but, can come in different places in the sentence. So we could say, it's raining, although I'm happy. And that's the same as but, right? It's raining, but I'm happy. We cannot put but at the beginning of a sentence, only in the middle. But although, we can put both places. Although it's raining, I'm happy. Although I am maybe terrible at doing live videos, I will keep trying. So something will continue to happen, but something is kind of making that harder to happen or stopping it from happening, making it less likely, something like that. What else could we say? Although it is, looking at my calendar, although it is the middle of August, it feels like the middle of November. It's not true, but we could say that. It's something that doesn't match with the truth, perhaps. So have a look at this example, think about the examples I gave you, and find one for yourself. Just going to take some water in my cool plastic bottle. Okay, next one is once. So if we go back up to the story, we said, once that happens, I expect we'll get a lot of complaints. Once is very similar to when, but a little bit different. Once means as soon as, or instantly after. So it's like when, but when is kind of like two things happen at the same time or something like that. Once is right after, instantly after something happens, another thing happens. Yeah. So I'm reading the chat here. I'll be happy as long as you aren't leaving. Thank you very much. Once I get home, please make me a sandwich. Once I get home, please make me a sandwich. So that means I get home, the very second I open the door, I want you to make me a sandwich. That would be amazing. Using our rain example again, once it rains, I will be sad. Or once it rains, I will come inside. As soon as it rains, I will come inside. Very similar to when. So have a practice with that one as well. And yeah, as I just mentioned, I will occasionally be looking at the chat during these live lessons. As I said, I'm going to try to do one every Wednesday around this time. And if you want to join in the future, come on and we can have a chat together and live, talk together live. And at the end of this little lesson, if time allows, we can have a little question answer session if you like. So we've got a few more to go here. Whenever is the next one. Whenever simply means every time that something happens. Whenever. Again, similar to when. But once means as soon as, the instant something happens. Whenever means all the time. It doesn't matter if it happens in the past, the present, the future. All the time it happens. Whenever it rains, I get wet. Because I never buy an umbrella. I hate them. Whenever it rains, I get wet. We set up here, whenever the neighbors complain, we just ignore it and it's fine. So basically, the neighbors complain a lot, but it happens every time and we don't care. We ignore it. Of course, they're horrible people. Do not do this. But that's what they do. One more example. Whenever Michael does a live on YouTube, he always messes up his sentences. Maybe he forgets he's talking to other people. So whenever, fairly simple one, every time. Unless is the next one. In the story, we said, unless there is a serious problem, they never call the police. A little bit more complex, a little bit harder, this one. Unless can also mean except or if. But it's kind of like the negative version. So we say, unless it rains, I'll have a good time, this sentence here. That means if it does rain, I will be sad. Unless it rains, I'll have a good time. So in other words, this is saying the rain is the only thing stopping me from having a good time. I could also say, unless I am too busy, I will always do these live videos. So being busy is the only thing that will stop me. So maybe for you guys watching, think about what will stop you from learning English. I could say, unless I lose my memory, I will never stop studying languages. What about you guys? What will it take to stop you from learning English? Hopefully nothing easy, but let me know in the comments as well. 2 more to go. Until means not before. Not before. In the context in the story, we said it was fine until Steve punched a hole through the wall. So that means before he punched the hole, it was good. After, it was bad. Don't call me until 5 p.m. Then you can call me. So that means before 5 p.m, do not call me. Afterwards, you can. So do not, we've got not before 5 p.m. What else could we say for this one? Until I will, another one for me. So now, what is it? 10:30. I will be doing this live until maybe 10:40 my time. So think about your one. Maybe you're at work at the moment and you're watching this, or whatever you're doing. How long will you be doing your current task for? I will do it until a time, until the video finishes, something like that. So let me know what you could say. We've got an example in the chat here. Whenever I cry, my eyes get wet. Perfect example. Perfect one for whenever. But why are you crying? No crying on my videos allowed. Okay, and last one is since. And this means because. And I think this is a really useful one since it's more advanced. See, I used it in that sentence. Because is very common. We say because in every conversation, but it can be a bit boring to say it too much. We could say as can mean because, or we can say since. So in the story, we said, since the police could not prove it was Steve, he didn't get into trouble. Just like because, since can come at the start of a sentence or in the middle. So, because the police couldn't prove it was him, he didn't get into trouble. Since it's raining, I'll stay inside. I'll stay inside since it's raining. Again, beginning or middle, no problem. So we're talking about the reason why I will stay inside is the rain. Because it's raining, I'll stay inside. It's raining, I'll stay inside because it's raining. Again, it's the same for because. No difference really at all. Since does have other meanings as well, which we won't get into today. But one more example. I kind of want to end this live stream soon since it's so hot today and I'm kind of melting in my room. But there we go. As it says at the bottom here, practice these new words in the comments. Go down here, go to the link. The link is in the description for this live. Level Up English, free mini lessons, conjunctions. Have a practice and let me know if you joined me in the live or you watch the video later. There we go. That's my first ever Level Up English live session. Hopefully I'll be back next week to do it again. And if you have any ways I could improve this lesson or make it better for you, please let me know, because that is my goal. And that could be in these lives or in the actual website page themselves. Let me know what would be a good way to do that. Thank you very much. Okay, so I'll end